It went back exactly where it was. It did. As soon as you let go, it just went. It was like, okay.
It is what it is.
Mm.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Jesse. And the landslide. That's a private joke, sorry guys.
Yeah. Privately laugh at that.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking hot. It's like the sun in here.
Okay, well, just for everyone to know, every single time the sun comes out and it's supposed to be remotely, what would you say, like 65 or higher every single time I've ever, like, because we've been doing this for what, 2 years now?
Hi Brian. Oh my god.
Wow.
I didn't have
Like
to
2
remind
years,
you.
2 years we've been doing the podcast, and every time.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's almost 3, and I feel like.
I feel like it's more than that. When did we start?
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. And you've always been like, oh, it got warm, so Kelsey and
21. It's been almost 4 years.
4 years, wow.
So I was gonna say it was
like,
before I got married.
Yeah. And I feel like you've always been like, the ACs go in and it's
Not
like.
65.
What?
Not one of the years.
I feel like when you get a little humidity in the air, which can be in the 60s too, or 68, when that first air comes in, you're like, I put all and the ACs would be in the kitchen, and it'd be like, oh yeah. Oh,
no, because it had to get hot enough.
Because there was a few times.
Hello.
There was a few times you had them in the windows and you had to shut them off, because then it got cold, and then you were like, oh, we shut it off, but we had a heat wave.
It was before.
We had a heat wave.
Yeah, it was before.
This is the first time. This is like 100 degrees out.
Well, we have a house now.
And one AC.
Hi, Ashley.
Yeah, welcome to the house trick. You know, we have a house now, so we can't afford anything. So sit in front of a bucket of ice and a fan.
Yeah, you know what it is? They're in the basement.
Yeah, no one wants to bring those up.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I think it kind of snuck up on us. Like, I knew it was going to be hot.
I'm too old.
But
no, there's a point.
You just put them on the floor.
I put them on the floor. I do. Wait a minute. I will clear this up. There, like in my bedroom, it's right underneath the thing. Yeah. The one upstairs is right underneath the window. I have one that's in a closet, but the closet's like right next to the window. So I know all fairness, like it's not that. And my parents will be like, no, we have to put in another room. We can't have it. Why if someone comes over? I'm like, it's an AC. Like, they've never seen an AC before. They're like, oh, you have an AC in your room? Yeah.
I wouldn't care
it's
too
on the
much
floor.
if it wasn't, like, in the way. Like, there's nowhere to put it in my room. On the floor.
No, I get that.
And like here, like, no. This is always that's changing.
But you know what? You know what? You say that until I hurt my back. Because I used to bring them all to one floor and put them all in one section, like in a room, and they were out of the way type of deal. And then I hurt my back really bad, and I believe I was in my early 40s, late 30s, and then it became like, nope, there's nothing worse than getting that back pain. And I'm like, nope. And since then, boom. I don't care what anyone says. They can judge me all they want. I'm like, I'm not bringing them up and downstairs. I'm not, because I don't have people to help half the time.
Yeah.
So it's me or nobody. So it's like, and do we feel what it feels like in your house? I don't want that, so I have to. I get to go boom, right up. She's like, and I'm rethinking.
But I'm not, like, there's literally no room in my bedroom.
No,
I guess I could put it in, like, the spare bedroom, but then.
You know what it is? You get to a point where you start, like, eliminating some things. You walk in and be like, we don't need this. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want this anymore. And all of a sudden, the thing that you needed and you loved becomes like, this is.
Well, I can tell you right now, there's a lot of shit in that room I don't want in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, I know this sounds really weird, but you get, and I know this is weird, and maybe Brian can say this, and Ashley lives alone too, so I don't know how that works. Is that there's moments where you go, I need this to be practical. Like, the big scheme of this doesn't work for me. It's a little harder with Ashley, because she lives in.
My fucking eyeball burning. Go ahead. Get any ice in there?
No. This was full of ice, and I asked for a tea bag because I had to blow on it to drink it. Because
in case anyone was wondering,
it's not
82 in here.
It's not like it's not her house.
Yeah.
Because I think if it was not my house, I would have a different attitude because you can't just do whatever you want. You can't make decisions when it's not your physical house. But I think for me, I used to like my parents like, oh, but it's gonna look shitty if it's gonna sit right there. I'm like, yeah, but when you hurt yourself, and if someone did come over and they're like, why do you have an AC in the middle of the winter, like on the floor or right there, right next to your window? And I'd be like,
hey, that Christmas, like 5 years ago, that thing was like on fire. Like it was this hot.
Yeah.
On Christmas. I had a customer. She's like, this is the 1 year I bought Christmas PJs and they were fleece. Like she got them like for the whole house to like match and stuff like that. She said this is the only year I've done that, and it's 100 degrees.
I know. Do you know there's a myth, and I can't figure out if it's
right now.
You ever have a myth that you never debunked? So I'm gonna ask this myth right now. Okay.
Okay.
Does ACs work from the temperature outside or the temperature inside? As I was a kid, I was told the temperature outside is what controls the temperature inside. So if it's hot outside, the AC will work. Do you catch what I'm saying? Like, and cool off the inside. But a couple of years ago, someone says, oh, they don't work like that anymore. If your house is hot, it only goes by the inside temperature. And I go,
the outside or the outside?
Did you write outside or outside?
No. Google came up with that. I clicked on it because I thought it said inside.
It was outside or outside?
An air conditioner primarily functions based on the temperature setting in the thermostat and the indoor temperature it senses, not the outside temperature.
So, in other words, if it's 100 degrees inside, and the outside is
Actually, I 100% had zero clue about AC.
Unbelievable! First topic we were gonna stump her because usually she's
just a teacher.
She's usually pretty quick on
this. Is outside her 5th grade.
Because
this is 6th grade.
Years ago, they would tell you. So your nose is really thirsty.
I'm snorting it. I wonder if it makes a difference between a window unit versus a central AC.
Oh, that's a good question too. Because back in my day, they used to tell you if it's 100 degrees in your house and 50 outside, or cold outside, let's say winter. That's why they would tell you to take it out of the window, even if you insulated it, because it wouldn't work, and you would have to kind of close it all up, because the outside kind of dominated what the inside thermostat kind of, in some ways, would work. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it would suck in the air, and if it was humidity and cold, it would cool off the air, and if you're sucking in cooler air, it wouldn't work. Does that make sense what I'm saying? But now you just read, of course, you slept the whole time.
But the key was like dead asleep.
I know.
Was like no like.
hey, they're closed for a reason, buddy. Oh, perfect, buddy. Perfect.
You know what answer I got?
Outside.
Yes,
If the temperature's outside cold and the temperature inside cold, it's cold.
Yes, a window air conditioning unit AC works different than a central air conditioning system. A window AC is typically cool individual rooms by central AC cools the entire house. Thanks. I didn't know that.
You mean I can't just put one in one window, my whole room, my whole house won't be cold?
And that's fucking dumb.
Can you imagine that some 20-year-old first time having a house putting the freaking thing in the window and my bedroom's super hot, like it's in the living room,
I'm gonna be honest, BCUs or whatever the fuck they are, that means nothing to me.
Oh yeah, no.
Square footage, I don't know how big this is.
Well,
it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't matter
because the square footage makes no sense when there's a fucking wall there.
My rule is the bigger you get, the less it has to work because it's a small room. So I always get the biggest ones.
Mm.
Because even if you leave the door open, and then if you leave the door open and you have, so in my house, I kind of have like yours. It's not like one open space.
Yeah.
So if I left the room's upstairs, if I put one in one window and one in the other, and you open the window, and it's the biggest one, that whole upstairs is cold. You know what I mean? There's no questions. It's cold.
I just said, okay, I know one thing about ACs, and it's that window units only cool one room, and central air cools the whole house. You know, I didn't know. I just found that out.
So, no, but that used to be this rumor, and someone says, oh, they don't work like that anymore. So I was like, so if your house is like 100, and outside is like 32, you can turn on the AC. But in my day, it used to be, if it sucks in cold air, the coolant won't cool it.
But here's the thing.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I know, but here's the truth. Yeah, but
out.
there was this big debate
The
about...
unit just like out the window. Have you ever dropped one out the window? I have.
Oh. I almost
That was
have.
back when Kiki used to live with us.
At your house? Wait a minute, please tell me you're living downstairs and not upstairs.
I was downstairs.
Okay, good. Because I know the window. I know what windows you're talking about.
Yeah.
On the side.
So, Sammy and
Was that even your property?
Sammy and I were putting in the window, the unit, and
Your dad didn't do it? How old were you?
we were teenagers.
Oh, okay, so you're capable
Did you
adults.
just throw up?
No, he's chewing his bone.
Okay.
Chewing the bone.
Is that what is that?
Hey, Curb.
What you got?
It's his green thing.
Oh.
He's eating his green,
Great.
the green toy.
Okay, I should probably take that because there's nothing in it, and he's just gonna ruin it. Anyways, so basically, I let go before Sammy put the window down, and it fell out the window, and I think Kiki caught it by the
Oh, yeah,
wire.
yeah. By the wire.
Or maybe she was outside, and she caught it on the other side, or helped us.
Yeah,
on the
whatever.
other
Yeah,
side.
she caught it, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
No,
It's booby trapped. Gonna catch a lesbian, you know. It is gay month.
Oh.
Did you see it?
No, it bounced right in front. Look at where it
Wow, you can do that again. Try.
I did it. It bounced right on his bed exactly. He didn't have to move. He's like,
Thanks, guy. All right, I have a topic.
Okay, we have a topic. And notice how when she has a topic, we're going right to the topic.
My biggest fear is always that I'll drop the window and see it. It would hit the top of the front door roof thing.
Oh, wait a minute. I would not think her house, her place, I would think would be central AC.
It is. She's
Oh.
talking about at home.
Oh, I heard. Oh,
Well, at
oh
mom's
yeah.
house.
I'm gonna say that's
Because
a
she's
type of
talking about,
house
like, the,
I would
the
think.
front
Yeah.
porch
Oh yeah.
thing, whatever that's called.
The peak.
The peak. At mom and dad's.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Ashley. But my brain went to, oh, wait a minute, because I never really. Certain places you go, oh, this has to be this.
You have a central AC, right? Actually?
Yeah, she has to, because you just said that.
She
Mom.
has to.
She has to. No, there's no ACs at all.
Woof.
She's like, that's why you don't see her all summer, because she's like melting. She's
Yeah,
like,
Sammy and Ashley have bougie. They have the central AC.
Oh, yeah,
I'm out
no.
here living in the boonies. Like
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
1905 with this.
Yeah, no.
This house is central air. Yeah.
I have a fan and a bucket of ice.
No, you have a.
I have
teapot.
a fan and water. It was like that helps the humidity
Water.
so much more.
Right.
It's boiling.
It doesn't affect it at all. You gotta cover my feet a little bit more. No shows here. I don't want to put a blanket on it.
It's like 1,000 degrees, and she's like, I need a blanket for my toes.
Nobody's allowed to see that. Not without paying. God, what kind of.
You act like you pay, but there is no thing that you can you imagine.
What?
Can you imagine that? You've been making tons. Girls, I hate that
You
about
think I have
women.
good feet?
Yeah, you got cute feet.
Guess who wants me to sell them?
I would.
That sounds like a lot of work.
You just take pictures,
Yeah.
and you just gotta put it on like.
Yeah, but people get weird with them. Like they
Yeah,
make you
whatever
wanna,
they
like,
do.
like,
Yeah, but really, I mean, there's only so many. They like put hot chocolate on your feet. You're like,
Ooh.
fine, you know, cocoa.
chocolate.
Yeah, but it's not hot because they think it's hot chocolate, and you just pour cold.
You just like make the AI do the steam.
No, I mean, like, but you know, you just do different things, and then you're like, oh, I have whipped cream. Okay, dude, I'd sell my soul
So
if
why
I.
would you do it?
Because no woman would be like, we gotta.
No, but you might get one man.
Please, I have Brian over there. I'm like, hey, Brian, can don't talk to me that way.
No, that's Brian. I'd say anything else. All right.
My problem is I probably get all those crazy, overweight.
Overwet. True.
True. In the basement, I collected all the Pokemons.
But you're Wait, does it really matter who it's going
No,
to?
because that's cheap, because they have to save their money to buy all the Pokemon cards. They're like, I pay $1 for these. And you're like, oh, get out of here. Even $1 a month. You see how much money if you get enough people for $1 a month? You could actually do it.
For one person, like, yep, 12 a year. $12. You don't even have to clean
I'm telling you
taxes
right
off.
now, that's almost half a figure right there. Halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Showing my feet off.
Alright, so the topic today. Go ahead.
No, it's just so stupid.
Okay.
Sometimes it's so stupid, the things that, like that whole living on a that it just gets me. I'm like, I am the king of laughing at my own jokes. I don't care.
That is
There's
true.
Shannon is the queen, and I'll say something, I will be in tears. Like, this is like the great, and she'll just be like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard come out of you. I'm like, okay, just give me 10 minutes.
I've been shooting them out left and right to Kelsey lately.
Yeah.
And she's just like,
Yeah, there's nothing worse.
I'm like, where's Brian? There
There's
was actually
nothing-
one day that I called Brian.
There's
I was
nothing
like, you would
worse.
appreciate this joke. Kelsey didn't.
There's nothing worse than hitting that, because she just like, I know it's funny, but it's like, and then we'll watch something. We watch this show. It's a British show. The fucking guy gets his hat caught on fire by putting his head in the oven, and you like you can see it a mile away, and you go, oh, that's. She's over there in tears, laughing. You're like, oh, it's not that funny. He just got his hat caught on the thing. She's like, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, I have said way more funnier things.
Kelsey the other day, so we're going to her friend's wedding.
Right.
And she was like doing.
You got too many friends, because I feel like this is a wedding every 4 years. You have like 3 to 4 weddings every year.
Well, I'm at that age where like everyone's getting married.
Yeah, I know.
you
I know.
Real bummer in my life. All my money's going to weddings.
Oh, you don't have the Sue checkbook? Sue had the how much they
No, I
paid
used
you,
my
and then they're like, they gave us only 50, so we can only give them 50 back. And they're like, so in other words, all the money they give them to
Just a
us,
loan.
we're gonna just give back to them when they get married. Yeah, what else is there? Well, I don't know, probably keeping our money and be able to, or not give it at all.
Did
just
she
call it
separate
even.
like who got married already or who was married?
Yeah, it
already?
was everything. It was everything.
Yeah.
And then we had to, like, it was a freaking check thing, and I was like, and she's like, and different pens, red was one. I don't remember it all because it was way too complicated. She's like,
Ooh.
we all do this. I'm like, no, not all. I don't.
No, I
like,
think just her.
Like, yeah, I was like, no, we're all like, my family does it. I'm like, okay, just your
Just
family.
your family.
I'm like, and I don't even
It's
think.
the Portuguese. You
I'm
know?
like, and I don't think, I was like, no. Yeah, I'm like, so in other words, we're just going to give back everyone their money back.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah. I'm like, how about they
What's
just
the point?
kept their money and not give us the money?
Right.
Because I would have been okay. Because the wedding for me was not to make a profit. I didn't think I was going to make money off of it.
Yeah.
And if I had to pay everyone back, and if I had to go to everyone's wedding and pay them back because they came to my wedding, they could have all stayed home. I could have got married and saved a whole lot of money, and I would have been really happy. Because to be honest with you, I could care less. Because besides my mom and dad, no one else came on my side.
Somebody told me that you're supposed to pay like X amount because your dinner costs X amount. Okay, I was invited to this event.
Right.
Technically, I don't have to give you fucking shit. I'm going to because I'm not.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
But
But
like, I'm not giving you $1,000 to fuck around with. Like, you wanted to have me here.
right. I just think it's one of those things where it's like this pat on the back.
That's basically just a loan with no interest rate.
Yeah, I feel like it's like this. This is like, oh, this is the way it's done, and it's like there's certain things in the world when things are done. And I hate when people say, "Well, this is the way it is."
Mhm.
No, this is the way we all want it. Because if we all said no, like that couple who got, oh my God, I love this, pizza, and got donuts for the cake instead of a cake, they got glazed donuts.
Mhm.
And that's what they wanted. Their guests complained because it was pizza and donuts. And I'm like, it's not your wedding, then don't go.
Right.
They didn't want to go broke on a fucking wedding.
Yeah.
Even though I'll look at when they showed the pizzas, they did not look like,
They look really good.
they looked really good pizza. I'm not trying to down the pizza, but it was a pizza compared to steak and fish and
Well, we
How
had
did it-
we had both cake and ice cream because I don't like cake. and I was like, Kelsey, we need to have something that I like because obviously
Right.
it's for me too.
Right.
And luckily, like, we had different choices for the
Right.
dessert thing.
Right.
The cake was obviously separate, but
Right.
we were allowed to have a dessert table, and it was either like pastries or.
So here's my
there's
question:
another thing, or an ice cream bar.
Did you get since you got a dessert table, did you get a smaller cake? Because usually
No.
cake. See, I feel like
I had no control over the cake. The cake was we got a cake.
I'm not
We did a
trying
bunch
to
of
be joking either.
cupcakes.
Right.
And then the lady like who made it was like, "Oh, I got you like I made you like a little cake for your anniversary." I'm not fucking eating that.
I know that.
I'm not
Sue
fucking
tried
eating
that. After a year, you got to eat the frozen cake, and I'm like, I didn't even like the
It's
cake
that
when we
in-
made it.
It's
Like when it was made, I didn't even like it. 'Cause
Amen.
Sue
Amen.
had this raspberry, like it was so. Okay, I'm gonna admit this. I am such a poor man food person that when it's too rich and too like it doesn't taste good to me, I'm like, and it
What's
had
the fun, Betty?
like raspberry jam in it, but it wasn't even sweet. It was like real raspberry. It was a
So it's raspberry puree.
yeah, and listen, it was a beautiful cake. I'm not trying to knock it. But everyone loved it, and I was sitting there going, I don't want it.
We had a couple different flavors. I think there was like
No, we only had
I
one.
couldn't even tell you.
And
I
I
think
was
there
like-
a mocha one.
And I'm blessed. I got
Actually,
the cake for free. One of our clients made me the cake for free.
We weren't allowed to have anyone make the cake because I would have made my own cake at that rate.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I'm just saying I got
we
one
weren't
for free.
allowed to have anyone who wasn't licensed, and we had to prove that they were licensed.
Well, she was
Because
she
of
was
the place that we
she
had.
was a wedding bakery person.
Oh, okay,
Like
so she was licensed.
she was licensed, and she made. She had like, oh, I got tons of books, and I was just like, you're doing it for free. I don't care what you're making.
Mm-hmm.
And Sue's like, well, I want this because I want that, and I was like, but I don't like this is way too fancy.
Yeah.
Every time I say too fancy, I always think of that song like Applebee's, where it's like, yeah, I just want Applebee's. I just want like simple stuff. Because I wasn't like that. I mean, it was just way. You know, for me, getting married was about two of us coming together and being in love, and the people watching us that wanted to watch two people get married. That was it. That's what my wedding I wanted. I didn't want a cake. I didn't want like people sitting there going, "Oh, I have to give you money." I was like, I just wanted people who wanted to see me get married and be like, "That's awesome." Big hugs, go home, like and party and dance and just have fun and then go home.
I feel like our wedding was kind of like a combination. Like there was some stuff that was like really not
Poshy
wedding,
kind of, yeah.
wedding things, but there's also like the fancy stuff, you know.
Yeah,
And then like we invited our DJs out onto the dance floor and dance with us.
yeah.
So I'm like, you guys can come dance. Like you don't have
Yeah.
to stay there. I mean, if you have to stay there because like
Wait, the
you're
next
doing
song, or
something,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I was like, yeah, come on dance.
And just for me, I
No,
my
you
wedding
never do this.
wasn't a we wedding. It was a her wedding.
Yeah, it was her wedding.
It was a her wedding. And I just was like, I have like no desire. And I think the more it went on, the more I less wanted to be there.
I think for me, because we had a plan and then plan again. Like,
Right.
It was like
Hey.
it lost like the hey.
He's like, I'm trying to play with the kiddies.
I know. Play with the pussy later.
Amen.
It kind of like lost like the magic. Like I was just
Yeah.
like waiting for it to be done.
Yeah.
Like I was so excited for it, but I was also like, I can't wait to.
Sue,
not think
I kept
about
going
it.
to Sue and I said, I want
Kirby.
this. I kept saying, I want this. And she goes, that's stupid
Kirby.
that no one does that. No one does that. I'm not doing that. Her.
Hey, Kirby.
I don't have anything to get
There's
your
treats
attention.
next to you if you want to have that.
Oh yeah, they're like super far away from
Oh,
me.
sorry, I didn't realize that.
No.
Can I bring this over?
I saw you wink at me. Hey, you want one? You want one?
Shut the fuck up.
You want one? You want a treat?
But anyway, so bringing it back.
Right.
So Kelsey was like, saying yes online or whatever.
Yeah,
and I was
right.
like, oh, we could write a note to the couple. What should we write? And I was like, middle C. She's like, middle C. I was like, yeah, that's a good note. Middle C. She's like, come on. Like, I think that got less of appreciation than what it deserved by thanks.
But by the time it was time for my wedding, I felt like it was all her, and I felt like at one point I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there. There's one point, there's a picture of, I know, I haven't seen because she took the book of all the pictures. But there's a picture of me just sitting there, just being like, I don't be here. And there's a crap load of beer bottles in front of me because I am just drinking like there's no tomorrow because I'm just like, well, at least I get to drink. Because we didn't have an open bar, but yet we had like, I don't know, it was set up that if Sue and I came up, we got drinks. I remember it was set up like certain ways. So, and I remember going up and just being like, I'll have another one, I'll have a shot, I'll have another. And I was just like me just drinking. Mm-hmm. And me going, this is the first day of marriage. Like 24 beers and like so many shots down, and I'm like, yeah. And it just was like I said, it just, all the fun was like sucked out of it. And I think that's what a wedding should be, is fun. It shouldn't be stress. Yeah. And then as soon as you got like, well, you have to go, I have to go here. And then we were going to people's weddings. I was like, where are we? We came to, I didn't even know this. I don't even remember seeing this guy. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he was sitting over here with my aunt, and my aunt, I'm like, forget it. Right. Okay, what's our topic?
All right, our topic is...
It's time to go.
Yeah, half hour left. Our topic is tragic hamster deaths. And it all started because I saw this one on TikTok. And I'm like, everybody who has had a hamster, I swear to God, has like a crazy story that goes with it.
Yes, I have a crazy story with a hamster.
Well, would you like to start us off?
I will.
Okay.
So, I will quickly do backstory to get to the Christmas Day story. Okay. So I bought a hamster. It ate through the package because they used to give you a cardboard box for a hamster, which, like, if you know anything, is like they chew through it, like, because there's holes. Because yeah. So as I got home and opened up the, I don't say bag because it wasn't a bag, but opened up the thing, he had chewed through it, and we called him Zam because he had eaten through it so fast. And I thought that was...
He's gone.
You know, when you lose your hair and no one cares.
Right.
So, is that what you said during being waxed?
I did.
So...
Bop, we're good. Bop, clean cat.
So, I'm like, okay. So my mom, this hamster wasn't, he would act crazy. Like, he'd just run around. And my mom said, I think it needs a friend because it's lonely. Because I feel like that's the attitude. Like, if your dog's being a knucklehead, you need a friend for it. Or, like, it's always, that's the attitude for some strange reason. So we went, and I remember she and my dad went to the pet store, and they were like, listen, and it was a Quidnick at the time, aquarium. It's a long time ago. It's not even there. And they were like, my dad's like, listen, we want another boy. We don't want, like, this is what we want. And, oh, yeah, no problem. And so I don't even remember what the original name of this hamster was. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you we changed it to Zelda very fast. Because we found out that it wasn't a him. It was a her, and we thought these two boys were living your lifestyle. They were just gay, but they weren't.
Living my lifestyle, nice.
They were. They were. There was a girl, and so we had.
They chose.
We had 13 or 12 babies. Mm-hmm. So as they got a little bit older. Christmas, all 14 of them escaped from...
Nice.
No, not nice. We found quite a few of them. We found quite a few of them.
Santa took them back.
We found one a week later living underneath the stove. We found one that decided to chew through a wire. And wasn't with us anymore.
Right.
And my mom's like, what's that smell? What's that smell? As the lights...
Pretty.
And the one we found, you know the drawer underneath the it's supposed to be a heating drawer.
Okay.
You know how it's a heating drawer, but everyone puts their pots and pans in?
Yeah.
Well, my dad moved all the pans, and there was one, like, eating all the crumbs, like, oh my God, I'm starving! And it was the last one. Well, I thought my parents would kill me, because it wasn't like you found them all right away. It was like Easter hunt. Like, every day you found one or two. So 14 was like, you kept putting another one. My dad said, they're out. And they all left. I don't remember what happened to them, but they left that next day because it was bad. I was like, I'm done. Like, this was way more, because we didn't want baby. We didn't want all that.
Right.
And the one, oh no, I'm sorry. Another one died. I think the male, the father, ended up dying. Because them being out, it wasn't like, I'm making it sound like it was like the next day. We're talking about like a week to 2 weeks finding them, and they were not eating. So you found ones that were alive, and the one with the wire was the most disturbing, because we actually moved something. I don't know if it was the stove or the refrigerator or something, and we moved something because something wasn't working. And now I'm in 8, 7, 6. I'm somewhere in that age, so it's not like I'm. But I remember being like, we're not finding that one anymore. Like, Georgette, I found that smell. Yeah.
Yeah. Hamsters. That's why my mom never let me have one.
Yeah.
Alright. It all started because of this
Brian can relate.
Alright, you ready? Buckle up.
Make sure you clean their nails.
When I was 7 years old, I got a hamster. I named him Present because he was a Christmas present. My 2 brothers, Hunter, 9, and Jack, 5, who were jealous, so my dad took them to buy hamsters too.
So now there's 3 hamsters.
Jack got a black bear hamster and named it John the Baptist. He was in church school at the time.
Now, John the Baptist, isn't he the one who actually
I can't tell you.
baptized Jesus?
Sounds like it would be. If I had to guess, that would be him.
Can I just have a question? Do you know what they do when you get baptized?
You drown her, yeah.
Yeah, but you know they say the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. What did they do with Jesus? They just drowned him? They just put him under the water? Because they can't say, your father.
Because he was
there's no ghost yet. There's no son. Like, he's the son. Do they say your father, you, and hopefully when you die, the ghost? Hope you didn't die?
I wasn't there.
I know, it was like.
Anyways, Hunter said he didn't want one, but soon after leaving, my dad found out Hunter had snuck a dwarf hamster in his pocket. He named it Dopey after the 7 dwarfs. Present was a sweet hamster. Dopey and John the Baptist were terrible. They'd escape their cages and bite you. Dopey went missing for 2 days after chewing through his cage. Mom was upstairs late one night and heard a wrapper crunching. She woke my dad, saying she thinks she found Dopey. Dopey was eating fruit roll-up and tangled in twine. My dad picked him up while my mom tried to cut the twine off of him. My dad...
No.
I know what happened, so I'm trying to,
No.
My dad rushed her as Dopey was biting him. My mom got all the twine off, but noticed there was a piece of purple fruit roll-up stuck to him, so she cut it off. It wasn't a piece of fruit roll-up.
I knew it too.
It was his back leg. My mom cut off his back leg.
Dopey became limpy.
The twine had cut off his circulation and turned his leg purple.
Oh, so he probably did a favor anyway.
It's gonna come off one way or another.
Stop. That's a lot of vet bills we saved.
My mom put the leg in a baggie because she didn't know what to do. Her friend told her that she had to take him to the vet or else he'd get gangrene. Too embarrassed to take him herself, my mom asked her friend Wendy to go. Wendy told the vet Dopey had gone into a bad wheel accident, which is how he lost his leg.
That happens.
The vet called my mom.
Especially there was a lot of drinking.
Yeah. The vet called my mom, and she ended up explaining the truth, that she had accidentally cut his leg. The vet said, "That's okay. What happened to his other back leg?" Dopey had chewed off his other back leg.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, he made the conscious decision. I would have flushed him by now. I was sorry. That was just a joke. I wouldn't flush a hamster. That would ruin your septic
I just
tank.
let him go. Hey, those have to cover my feet.
He's just letting him out. Go free, Stumpy. Go free.
The vet told her they'd have to perform surgery on our 1-ounce dwarf hamster, but he was so small that the anesthesia would probably kill him. My mom said to do it.
Yeah, well.
Because why not?
But you still have to pay for it. So I just...
The next day, the vet called my mom and said, he made it.
Fuck.
Somehow that hamster survived. My mom was sent a bill for $700.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. And the worst thing is, after it's all done, that thing is such a drag.
Shortly after, John the Baptist goes missing. Our dishwasher stops working.
Oh no! Poor dishwasher.
A technician pulled the dishwasher out and screamed, "Oh my God, there's a rat back here!" It wasn't a rat. It was John the Baptist.
Well, he's getting baptized.
Right. Perfect place for him. John the Baptist had chewed through most of the wires,
See,
except for the hot wire, which would have killed him. Another $1,000 for a new dishwasher.
Well, I'm more annoyed about the dishwasher.
Meanwhile, Dopey was out of surgery with no back legs and a cone made out of a matchbook cover. Also,
Wait a minute, what are we afraid of? That he's gonna chew what? His stitches on his back legs?
I guess. Also, one eye was protruding and he now required daily eye drops.
He went from we went from
He's real dopey now.
No, we went from Dopey to Stumpy to Draggy to Popeye. all 7 dwarfs.
Dopey ran on his wheel every day like a maniac, even with no back legs.
Are you kidding me? I know how he did it. I'm not. So he dragged his ass and his.
Maybe that's how he got off.
It
It was incredible. The neighbors would come over just to see him.
I hope they charged a quarter trying to get the $7,000 back.
I would.
I know.
Line up, come see Dopey. No, like.
Get your free Polly Pocket chew. Okay, please spit out the shirt and thank you for your nickel.
Perfect. 5 chews per.
I can see Sammy in the front of the house. Come on, can see. Stumpy, the amazing dragging hamster.
All right.
Can outrun the best of them.
One night, while cleaning John the Baptist's cage, my dad yelled, "There's worms in here."
Were they not cleaning it?
They were not worms.
Oh no.
They were baby hamsters.
Oh yeah, that's what they look like. They look like little pink things. Yeah, I know.
Jack had bought a pregnant black bear hamster. Her new name was now Deborah, after Jack's church school teacher.
Well, that makes sense.
My dad donates the baby hamsters to my brother's preschool.
Just for the record, just for everyone to know, John the Baptist was a one-trick pony, right? Watch, he's going to get baptized. Oh, no. Sammy had to give back the nickels.
One day, my mom was giving Dopey his eye drops. She has to hold him by the tiny cone to keep him
This
from
is
biting.
way too much work for me.
While holding Dopey by his cone, she accidentally drops him. Our 10-pound Shih Tzu Bella swallowed him whole and threw him back up.
Nice.
Dopey is dead.
Oh, thank God. I was like, this hamster needs to go. I'm about to take him out back. Old Yellow. Pa, get the gun. Dopey needs to go now.
The next day, without asking anyone, my dad...
Wait, I get a question for you. That Shih Tzu must have been fed. For it to be just sitting there, just being going, oh, drop something, drop something.
I don't know.
Because even your dog, you drop food is not, like, you haven't taught your dog to be a beggar.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean by
Yeah.
that. So this dog is like, dude, you're going to drop something good.
Yeah.
Dude, it's got eye drop on it.
Matchbook covers is not it.
As it been on the back, it caught like some of the made a spark. Was like, oh, this is spicy.
That's how he died.
He's on flames. I wanted it.
It's on fire.
Poor roll. He had no legs.
He rolled alright. Alright, ready?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'll let you like that.
I will tell you the fire really. Really nailed it on that one.
The next day, without asking anyone, my dad gave Deborah away to a guy he met at a poker game.
Well, I thought Deborah died in the.
No, Dopey died.
No, I thought John the Baptist was the one who died.
No, that's
Was that
Dopey.
Deborah?
John the Baptist is now Deborah.
Yeah, but he died in the
No,
washing machine. Who died in the washing machine?
Nobody.
Someone died in the dishwasher.
No, he chewed through every wire except for the hot wire.
Oh, so he
which
didn't die.
killed him.
So you didn't have to give back the nickels.
No.
Oh, okay.
But the $700 we were making our money with.
And the $1,000 dishwasher.
Right.
I'll tell you, these are good parents because these things would be out of the house.
Yeah. Then Present goes missing. My mom told me that she saw him run out the front door and join another pack of hamsters. She said he looked really happy.
They're on bikes driving by. He's like, I'm running away to join the hamster circus. What? The hamster balls. It's like I heard of them. Go free, Present. That's little, like they all look like little Harleys.
They're like biker uniforms.
Leather jackets.
Leather jackets. The hamster version.
I have little leather jackets.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come and join our biker gang? Go, Present. He goes by Spike now. Wait. She wrote something I can't read it.
A nice flambe hamster was a delicacy.
I can't.
I couldn't read flambe for a
I
minute.
know. You're like flammable. I couldn't. I'm over here too. On fire. The biker. Go, Present. Vroom, I go Spike now. I wonder if he has assless chaps.
No, legless.
No, that's Dopey. He died already. He can't see his. He can't keep his eye on the road.
They're not facing the way.
No, it's too hot in here. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm about to pour this out. 5 years later, my mom was telling the hamster story, and I chimed in.
No.
Present ran away without other hamsters. My mom looked at me confused and said, I never told you what actually happened.
Is this Joey? Do we?
This is you with Mary.
With Joey? No, it's my mom. I'm
Oh,
50. We ate Joey. What? Why we ate Present.
Then she proceeds to tell me that she found Present torn to shreds after he went missing. Bella had massacred him.
Mm.
My mom said there was blood splattered.
Yeah, I
on
wouldn't
the
want to
walls.
tell.
It was terrible.
Against the walls? Jesus Christ.
Like,
Dog was like,
the dog-
you're dying. I saw what happened to the other ones. I like the biker story.
She said, needless to say, you were never allowed to have hamsters again. Yeah, no fucking shit.
After this story, I would never have any of my kids ever have hamsters.
I want to have kids. If you don't have kids, I can't ask you for a
Yeah,
hamster.
she's like, you think 5th grade can have hamsters as pets?
Perfect.
Class pet. Oh, that's
So,
only the first story, too.
Yeah, so after that, I went into Reddit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's gotta be more.
Yeah, there is more.
Okay. Not me, but my daughters. She came home excited one day and threw her bedroom door open abruptly. And she looked over and saw her little dude twitch and died. Scared to death, I guess. Poor little dude. That wasn't very
Can you
comforting.
imagine that? Be like, Fluffy! Boom! Oh, shit.
Did you know that a lot of people think that their hamsters died, but they're not?
They're not.
Like,
They go into like a hibernation type of thing.
yeah.
I know if it gets too cold and they don't know, and they
So
like
you know how many innocent hamsters
you know how
are
many
in
like they're like, what the? They're waking up in the spring. What the fuck?
That's so fucked up.
At She's house in the backyard. There's all these. I keep buying them. They keep dying in the fall. I don't know what
I don't
happened.
get it.
I have the central air on high. I'm sorry, Ashley.
I just got back from the store with my brand new hamster when I was 11 or 12 years old. Named him Rocket. I had him out of his cage and he was running around happy as can be. He ran over to the dog I had at the time, who was laying on the floor.
I never get this. Like, they never think one animal is going to, do something bad to the other animal.
My dog wasn't too concerned with him, but gave him a lick right across the back. Just a gentle little lick. The hamster fell over right there and had a heart attack. Had to sit on a bed for 30 minutes.
I'm going to tell you something. The first time I got a good gentle lick, I almost did the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm okay.
Fair enough. Innocent, totally to death.
I was like, I wasn't ready for that. Warn me. Actually, no, don't.
I'm okay to die this way.
I am
Is that
okay.
Deborah?
Okay, you need to get off.
Yeah, you get off, girl.
You need to leave right now. This is pretty bad. Poor Debbie.
Alright. Had to. The dad lost it and ate all the babies and mom during the labor. He later escaped and was never seen again.
Damn. Does he not know if he didn't have... That's a situation where the dad was like...
There's an edit, ready?
Oh, there's more. Yes, there's more.
My dad didn't eat the hamsters, the hamster dad did.
Well, I was like, he could have not had kids. He was like, bitch, you're having kids? I gotta kill everybody. And then he was like, I'm out. I'm joining a biker. Never to be seen again. He's son of our anarchy. His little tassels on the side. It's like a gyro, so the more... It has all these lights underneath it that close. He's like, I'm bad to the bone. And poor Droopy's behind him going...
Oh, God. What the fuck is up with hamsters? Why are they so fucking chaotic?
Well, I gotta tell you, if the first one had that problem with the John the Baptist just ate everything. Well, no, we thought it was John. If he just ate everything and moved along, we would have been so much better.
Right. Hamster 1 wasn't even ours. The child brought it in from a classroom pet. Parents don't even pay for anything the entire year. And then they screw off to Africa, so they...
Wait a minute, what? They're screwing off where?
And then they screwed off to Africa, so we couldn't give it back.
Screwed off. That's
okay,
pretty strong.
Hold on. Let me start over.
Okay.
Hamster 1 wasn't ours.
Okay.
The child brought it in from a classroom.
Wait a minute. The child.
Pet.
The child.
A child.
A child. Okay.
Parents didn't even pay for anything the entire year. Okay, so this is a teacher.
Oh, so this is a teacher. I got you. I thought this was like a parent. I was like, what?
The grammar, not great.
We wrote this.
We have to dissect this.
We wrote this.
Half a sentence by half a sentence.
We got LD problems and we're trying to.
Right, the comprehension is bad.
It's pretty bad when we are we and we can't understand what it is.
And then they screwed off to Africa, so we couldn't give it back.
Okay.
One of the middle sisters put it in a small plastic ball and would let it run outside.
Yep, okay. I had one of those.
Did the parents just leave the kids?
They went to Africa?
Does it not say that? The child brought in for a classroom pet.
Right.
The parents screwed off.
Right.
One of the middle sisters put it in a small plastic ball and let it run outside.
So, yeah. So the
they
kids are still there.
Weird. Okay, anyways. It got stuck in the mud. It was left out there.
They missed the rain.
For hours.
They missed the rain.
In 90-degree weather.
They missed the rain. They had to leave because they missed the rain.
Well,
We
I
named
bet
the
this
Toto.
hamster was stuck in one rain.
Do you get that joke? That's okay. Go ahead. So it got stuck in the mud and no one came and saved it.
In 90-degree weather for hours.
Wait a minute. In 90?
This hamster
So it's not
was
mud
rain.
anymore. That's becomes dirt. What is this like?
It cremated itself.
This ball is on fire. Does that become like a magnifying
I
glass?
would think so. I would think so.
So that one's on fire.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the smell was.
I wonder if they have to turn the ball. Well, you know, it cooks on one side. You got to
Oh.
flip it that thing out.
Why would we do that? No, it just turns to dust.
But I just, like, who forgot? Like, where's Fluffy? Where's, like, oh, I don't know. He was
But
like,
we knew it got stuck in the mud.
yeah.
We just
Well,
let
or
it
they
go.
found it stuck in the mud, and they just assumed it got, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess, but like, why are we just letting our hamster unsupervised outside?
with the teacher, like, the teacher, this is
This is the
This
class
is Ashley.
pet.
This is Ashley.
Ashley, get it together.
It's like, this is way too much. I gotta watch kids and animals. Screw this.
Fair.
She's like,
Hamster 2 was bought to replace it, and it got out.
because the first one went so smooth.
Right.
Let's buy another one.
Let's get another one.
No way can what happened to the first one happen
Happen
to the
again.
second one.
Right. And it got out. We searched everywhere, but assumed it was probably dead somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was dead, all right.
Ooh.
Behind the TV, and it chewed on the wires, and it electrocuted itself.
Yeah, that's what they do. Hmm.
Hold on.
Except the one outside is would you throw okay, so quick question. Since you bought a second one, did you just throw away the ball? Or would you try to clean out the ball?
I don't know. I think that's great.
I just throw the mud on it. Throw the mud on
Good here. You died at home.
it. No, I can see you
How
out
would they
there.
know?
I can see you out there like kicking the mud on it, like like kicking over it.
This
No,
isn't a
no
basketball.
one saw it. Like trying to just stomp it down. Like no one saw it. Like.
Right.
Where's Fluffy, Mrs. Jeffers? No, I don't know.
No, I don't know. Fluffy.
We bought a new one. What happened to Fluffy? Who's Fluffy? We have always had this one.
This one's
Except the middle child. They knew. They knew the truth.
Yeah. The middle child gives hamster vibes, doesn't it?
I know. That's you, by the
know.
way. You're like, yep, the older don't pay attention to me. Everyone loves the baby. The hamster goes. That's why your dad didn't buy you a hamster.
Well, I never asked my dad. He was scary.
What?
I asked my mom. And I asked for turtles.
You know.
He said no.
Oh, I got a turtle.
Mhm.
No, we found a turtle. Well, the way I take care of that one, you know why the other one? No, we did. We found one, and I think someone left it because it was sick, and we didn't know. We thought it was like. I think about it now. How stupid were we thinking it was a wild turtle just walking, and we found a turtle and put it in, and by 2 weeks it ended up having this skin disease and died. But we had like a whole aquarium. We spent so much money on something that died in 2 weeks.
I bet you did.
I did.
I know.
But I was a kid, and they were like, "Oh, maybe you take care of it, give it pellets. We're gonna listen, da 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 da," and then it died. Cause it started like,
Got gangrene.
yeah, it started like peeling off, and it like, yeah. By the time it died, it was nasty. It was like the whole thing went.
I
We
bet.
put it in the hamster ball.
Put it in the mud. Remind me to tell you about the one time I caved and got a class pet. Never again. I know the story.
No! You do know that story? Oh.
But it's Ash's story. I'll let her tell you.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know, like, word for word what happened. But
You know the
gist.
outline. Yeah.
I was there getting the updates. I wasn't at the school, but I was getting the updates.
Wait a minute. I just need to know, what was it?
Fish.
Oh, okay. Oh, those can be brilliant or disaster all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Depends what kind you get. So yeah, the worst is when like, oh, he's flies. He's swimming upside down. You're like, yep, he's sleeping.
Okay, right to the
We did the fish thing, and my cousin was like, he's taking a nap, and we were like, what? He's like, yeah, and I forgot it was Goldie. It was like, that's the one thing about my family. We had like the lamest names. Like we never, it was like Goldie for a goldfish. And she's like, and it was my cousin Tori, and she was like, oh no, it's sleeping upside down. It's sleeping. And I walk over and I'm like, and of course I'm a
Oh my
lot.
fucking god, she fucking dead.
I'm older than her, and I'm like, man, she ain't sleeping. Like I knew it already, and I went to my mom. I was like, Mom, no. We walk over and she's like, no, she's sleeping. And then it became like, my mom took care of it, but then it became like, oh no, she's not feeling well. She hasn't woke up. And then it became, she died, but it was a long boat. It didn't become like, yeah, she's dead. Like I like those parents.
Yeah, just like
Rip that Band-Aid off, because sometimes when you.
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
But it depends on the age, though.
Yeah, she was little, so yeah. So I will say I don't think she understood what it meant. I mean, just like I talk about the story about when Ed died with Marin, and we said that Ed went to heaven, and she came in and said, "Can you please go to heaven and bring him back?" And I was like, "It doesn't work that way." Yeah.
Ashley, Sammy, and I got a fish one time, and it was a
what kind of fish?
A beta.
A beta, okay.
So what happened was it was summer.
Beta? No.
It was summer, and I think like the night before we were like, oh, we should get a fish.
Did you get all the oxygen shit? Because I feel like everyone doesn't buy all the fucking oxygen stuff, like the pumps and stuff, and they just buy a fish in a bowl, and it always goes.
No, we had like, it was like
oh, professional. Not professional, but like, you did it right.
Tank,
yeah, you did the right thing. Because in our day, there were tons of kids who would get shit in the bag, and you just go home and you put it in the thing, and you didn't know that you need the... Because we had the classic round bowl everyone seemed to buy.
Which is terrible for fish, because they just...
Because they can't, there's not enough oxygen in the thing, and so you would have to change
like,
the
bowl
water.
Itself is like, so
yeah. And,
bad for them.
but you're talking about mid-'80s, so we don't know what we know now. Now it's like, everyone says, I got a fish, you go look and it's like a fish. Like, you know, it's like a big procedure.
Yeah. We bought a huge tank for the little fish. Yeah, we did. We bought a huge
tank. Wait a minute. I think I remember it. Was it pink and blue and it was like real long?
I don't know about...
Like the pink, not the fish. The like the decorations. Or did it go through different levels?
No, so that was Dad's fish tank.
Oh.
In the living room?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Dad's fish tank.
Sorry.
That was before this.
Oh, okay, all right.
Dad went through this like weird obsession where he like wanted a fish tank and like.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. It was like it was big.
Mhm.
And I remember it was like blue. It had like blue.
We had a frog in there for about 30 seconds and then it just disappeared.
Okay, I don't remember that story. I don't remember that story at all. But yeah, I remember.
It was a fish mansion with all the stuff we put in the tank too.
Yeah, I was like, I do remember that.
Yeah, I wonder if that tank's still upstairs. I think it is. But Dad like took care of that thing like it was his prized possession.
My brother-in-law had a salt water tank.
Dad wanted a salt water.
And
Joey has one.
That's I actually went through the whole thing. I went through the whole, because he was like, hey, do you want to help me do this? And I'm like, well, I only see you once in a while. It was Manny, you know, the guy I talk about all the time. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm going to do a salt water. And that's actually way hard. Like, you have to prep that tank a lot. Like, that's just not a pour salt water in and just throw the fish in. You got to prep the water to be certain things, and then before they allow you the fish.
Right.
So he had almost go a whole year to prep this tank and have like certain like he wanted like sea urchins and stuff in it. Like he wanted it to be just more than just fish.
Remind me, I'll show you a video of.
He literally got like plants growing in there to kind of help the oxygen.
Joey has like a billion coral and.
That's cool.
And anemones.
M&Ms.
Yeah. He has some fish in there.
Yeah.
That's a fucking lot of work.
It is a lot of work because they do have to keep your pH balanced. They constantly check in. It's every day. And by the time we were done, and he got the fish, and he got one really big. I don't know, it was like a black fish, but it was really big. But he was a big tank one. I said, he put it in the wall. Mm-hmm. So there was a room, like a closet that you go into that you can get to the back of the tank. But if you walked to the hallway, all it was the tank. So it looked up. I mean, it was amazing. Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, nice. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this." And I'm like, and I'm thinking, "There's no way I do this. Like, this is way too much work. Way too much work." And every day he had like the samples. Like, that was more work than having a pool. Like by the time it was done, and then when he got them, he was saying how he couldn't have certain these fish because it eats this fish, and he couldn't have this. It was ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous. It was just a lot for me.
No, it must be 8 o'clock. It is. Ashley said the original fake fish tank that was in the living room was Dad and mine. The one with all the colorful fish and algae either. Dad had a salt tank at his work, but he ended up getting rid of it. Yeah, because it's so much fucking work.
It is.
Dad doesn't go to work anymore.
No, it is a lot of work. It is. Yeah, I know. It is a lot of work. And when Manny, by the time I was done, I said, you know, this is more work than your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you pay attention more to this tank than you do your daughter. Wait, no, he loved his daughter, but I'm just saying, like, he's like, well, between this, my job, and my daughter is all my focus. And but he had when I say a big one, it was much bigger than your dad. That was in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, like, when you walk down the hallway, it was like huge.
Yeah.
And as much as it was long, it was tall. And it was like, he had a hallway, and one day he's like, I want to put a fish tank, and cut a nut into the wall, and then because the it was a storage, I think it was a Linden closet to be exact. Nope. What is it? It was towel closets. Was it Linden? No, what? I always say that. Not Linden tree. That's what I want to say. What is it called? Go ahead, laugh at me. Linen. Thank you.
You like your linen.
So close. So close. My LD gets so close.
You added a D in there.
I always add the D.
Amen.
I can't with you. So I go, oh, so when he says I'm going to get a big tank, I was thinking a big tank, but it landed up being as long as it was tall, and that it took 4 of us to bring this tank up and then slide it in the wall, because he had to kind of go from the back and kind of and so when it went to the front, you couldn't see the top at all, and you couldn't really see the bottom, so all you could see was the whole side, because it was built into the wall. Right. He did that. Like, he did that, and I was like, and I kept thinking, this is so much work.
Yeah.
And then he still had to prep it. Well, we were just a tank, and he's like, well, I have to grow this, I have to kind of grow coral here, and I have to grow some and like, when someone talks to you and you realize you have no clue what, I'm like, I have no clue what you're saying.
Yeah. But anyways, so we decided the night before that we were going to get this fish. Okay. And we waited for Mom and Dad to go to work. And
so you guys did it?
Yes.
Without Mom and Dad?
Without Mom and Dad knowing.
So how old were you guys?
We were teenagers.
So you're old enough to kind of, like, scheme this out?
Ashley was driving, I was driving it.
Okay.
So, and she had a Mini Cooper, I think.
So Ashley's in on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Pretty sure it was her idea.
Oh, so it's the 3 of yours idea. I was thinking it's you and Sammy, because it seems like you and Sammy was the...
No, this is back when I had my own room.
Oh, okay.
So Sammy had her own room.
I gotcha. Sorry, I don't know the timeline.
No,
sorry.
So we decided, like, we were going to put it in my room, because I think I just, like, had the best space for it or whatever. And
no one ever looks in her room.
We named it Mufasa, true. And we're like, how long do you think we could go without telling Dad? He never went in my room, but I feel like that one night he did, for whatever reason, and he saw it. Either that night or the day after or whatever. But, like, he saw the fish and he was like, you got a fish? And we're like, yep. He was like, okay, you gotta take care of it.
We weren't going to until you just told us.
So, mind you, this wasn't even my idea.
So, wait, again, I'm not trying to be nosy, but did you go out and buy the proper tank? Did you, like, do your research, or did you just buy this blindly? Do you understand what I mean by that?
I think it was my idea. I held a sister meeting, and we basically was like, what if you got a fish tomorrow?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. She called the sister meeting.
Yeah.
She was all javel and everything.
Did Sammy go with us? I can't remember if she was
there.
there.
But did you do your so was this Ashley's idea? So was Ashley leading?
Ashley knew enough that, like, we can't just have, like, this big of a tank.
Right, and then you had to have, like, the air filters and
I'm pretty sure Ashley bought it all, too. Because I didn't have money. Sammy for sure didn't have money.
So clearly this is
I
don't even know why it's not in her room.
Sammy did come with us.
Okay.
So we get it all set up, whatever, and then it became my responsibility because I was the one who...
It was in your room.
Yeah. I think Sammy and Ashley helped clean up once. Maybe twice. Every other time.
Well, Ashley did pay for it, so...
Wasn't my idea. This motherfucking fish... Which, mind you, we're like, oh, it probably...
Still alive today.
It probably, like, lived, like, a year or so. This thing fucking lived forever. I swear to God. I, like, stopped cleaning the tank. I'm like, you are dying. Like, I don't know. That didn't happen.
No.
But we had fish in the past, so I had a general idea of what we needed.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Oh, of course, you are older. I'm just making the...
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I would know everything. Like, right now, I don't even... I know what I need, but I still would be like, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I can get this stuff by myself. I mean, obviously, like, he tank and
Yeah, all the stuff that
Stuff-
goes with the
yeah. Hey, you got payback because we all agreed to take on a hedgehog, and then she became just my hedgehog.
Oh.
I didn't really agree. I was just like,
You
yeah,
know
you
what?
should get a hedgehog.
I never knew that. I always thought it was hers. I always
No,
thought
you know
that
what happened?
hedgehog was hers.
No.
Because
what
I felt
happened
like
was-
your mom, and I'm not saying purposely, but I always said, "Oh, that's Ashley's hedgehog." That's Ash. So I always felt like it was Ashley's.
What happened
Or
was
I'm pretty sure your
mom
said
and dad had like a friend who like they were giving their hedgehog back or whatever, or maybe they knew the guy that owned the hedgehog.
Okay. Whatever.
Basically,
You got a hedgehog.
and I don't know how it got brought up, but Sammy in Texas was like, "Hey, we should convince mom and dad to get us this hedgehog." And we're like, "Well, you're the baby, you get away with everything. You need to be the one that asks." So Sammy asked, and dad basically was like, "You have to take care of it."
But you guys are older by this point, because I feel like,
teenagers.
yeah,
Kelsey and I were already
which
dating,
makes a
like,
big difference compared to middle schoolers coming to you saying they want a dog and or whatever, and it's
yeah.
a pet, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm out." You know what I mean?
I didn't really have interest in it. I just wanted to play with it every once in a while. I didn't want anything to do with.
I say the same thing.
Amen.
Not interested, but I'll
But
play
then
a
like
little bit.
Ashley like took it in as her baby, so
Yeah, because I felt like every time I would go over, I was introduced, and it was like, "Oh wait," and I was like, "Oh wait, is that? Oh, in Ashley's room? It's pretty much Ashley's," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like and then I felt
it
like
lived in her room.
I thought it did.
No.
Because
It
I
was
thought
like-
I remember your dad yelling at Ashley that the
in
it
the
stunk.
living room.
It was stunk.
in
Oh,
the living room.
that she needed to clean it because it stunk upstairs.
Actually, where did she live?
I'm not saying you're wrong. You lived there. I'm a visitor, but I
But I
remember
don't
him
remember-
getting mad, going, "Oh, that goddamn his tank, or not his tank, his cage stinks and needs to be cleaned and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Well, you know, that's part of kids and pets. You know, we all want to clean like constantly, and kids are like, well, we'll wait every week, you know, or every 2 weeks when it's, you know,
Real bad.
ammonia, and it's like, I can't breathe."
Yeah.
No, I always just assumed it stayed in her room, but again, I didn't live in your house, so
If it was in her room, it was towards the end.
it might have been. But don't forget, I didn't go over like,
Yeah.
well, as you got
That was a
older.
big thing. I don't think she really had room in her room.
Yeah, but I don't remember in the living room either, though.
It was like where the closet is, like next to it. You know
Really?
the pantry that they
Yeah. Really?
Make?
I don't
over
remember.
there.
Again, I don't remember. So this must have been when I was like, you know, not allowed to come over anymore. No, life was going separate ways.
Watson never lived in my room. She
Okay.
lived in the dining room, living room, and then spare room until I moved out.
Okay, maybe they. Yeah. Okay, so it's my.
Yeah.
Because that was when you guys were all older and things were changing. Like everything was changing.
Yeah.
I feel like I will say, I feel when you graduated high school, everything changed. Like everything, the whole environment, everything changed.
Yeah.
Because you were like, we only have one more left, and they're knocking on the door, and then I remember Sammy being very big into robotics, and she was constantly never home and constantly going to things. What I remember, and which was awesome, where when the three of you, I felt like you guys were more home than out.
Mm-hmm.
And then once each one of you left, it became like, oh, there's only one left. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like the environment changed, but that's usually how it goes. And then you were all out, and your parents had this huge party. No, no, I'm really kidding. Ashley was still living there, so
Nice.
we had a quiet party. Almost. Don't talk too loud; she'll get mad.
I mean, I moved out pretty quickly after high school, so like a year after I graduated. So I mean.
Yeah, I did. You did.
I don't really know like the big dynamic change, you know.
No, it's the feeling of the house. Like, you know, like for example, when I first went there, very first time I was being friends. I've always been friends with Dad, but after that graduation, we became better, like back being friends again.
Yeah.
That reunion. You walk in the house, it was like family. Like you girls were all little girls. Like you guys were playing with toys. You guys were little, elementary, maybe ish. Maybe Ashley was in middle. Maybe, you know, like, and it was very, you know,
Little
kid environment.
Little family. Yeah.
Right. And it was like, oh, why don't you come over? And it was like that. And then it became, as you grew up, your parents grew up. No, it was like, we evolved. And then it was like, well, I don't have to watch the kids anymore. They're becoming young adults. And then you guys were like, yeah, I want to do my own thing. And then you'd be in your room. And then we'd be in the, like, I'm sure it's not like that, but it felt that way. Because I didn't live with you every day, so I didn't feel. I'm sure when everyone wasn't there on the weekends, it went back to family again. But I felt like at certain times it was a lot of like, come on over. But Saturday, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Come on over. Like we'll be in the pool, or I'm going to be doing this, or can you help me break down my pool? Or something like that. It was a different environment.
Did you help set up the pool?
What's that?
Were you there to set up the pool?
No, I was not. The very first time...
Yeah, that's what I should say. The first time were you there?
The very first time I was not there. And then...
Were you there when you put it in the ground?
No, I hadn't seen your dad. And he goes, I did bunch of things. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the... And I felt like there was a period of time where your dad was doing so many projects that I felt like
your house was... Didn't finish a single one of them.
Like, no, there was. It was like, I walked in and it was like... I remember when the fort wasn't like, it was just a gazebo type of thing, like not even like a proper gazebo, like one of those, like if a big gust came, it could be down the road.
Free zone.
And it was like, and then it evolved to, I don't even know what it is now. I haven't been there so long, but I assume it's because it was pretty solid last time. It was a small building last time, and then the pool. Last time I went was that 4th of July, and that's where I met Jake for the first time. I mean, that's how long ago. And then when did they start going, Jake and...
Going steady?
Yeah. When he pinned her with her pin. No. Gave him his class ring. No.
I don't even know what year that was.
Yeah, but it was somewhere in there, and because I was like, who's this guy?
19 maybe?
Yeah, I was
no,
like,
she graduated 19, so maybe 20?
Yeah, so I was like, who's this guy? So you're looking at that type of situation, and then we were doing the podcast already, so it had to be around there because they were talking about the podcast.
So 21.
So somewhere around there was the last time I was at your parents' house.
I think it's been the same since then.
Yeah, but now it's like, what happened to the pool? We took they went swimming there because your kids weren't there anymore. So it's a whole different environment.
I'm telling you, we got that money's worth.
No, you guys did. Because your dad told me if he didn't yell at you two, especially you and Sammy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if... I never really saw... Not that I never saw, but I rarely saw Ashley in the pool. Not that she never went there. I just rarely saw her. But you two was like, the sun came up and you were both sitting there. I remember coming over like 4th of July or those things, and you were like already... I remember when you had floaties on, standing there in your bathing suit, your one pieces, and like your floaties are like foaming, and your dad's like, not yet, I haven't done this, I haven't done and I'd be like,
we'll fucking get to it, Dad.
I remember one time we were filling up the pool and you both were like, we'll get in right now and let the water, we're like, it's gonna be cold, it's fine. Like,
we'll die, it's fine.
And your dad would yell at you guys because it was like time to eat, and both of you were like,
that was the worst thing you could have done.
And then you were like, gotta go eat, and then you would eat, and then it was like you had to wait. It was like, no. And you were like, the sun's going down. It's like 1 o'clock. and it's summertime, so it's like, it doesn't go down till 9. And you're like, and you guys always swam at night because we would have everything lit up, and you were like, but we're going to run out of time.
Hey, we're allowed to swim in that pool as long as there was an adult around.
Yeah. I remember one time you asked me to sit out there with you. You were like, Niles? I was like, yeah. We're not allowed to be out here, and everyone's inside watching TV. Can you sit out here with us? And I was like, that's fine. And I sat on the little porch area by the fireplace. I don't know if it's still there, but remember when it used to be on the side of the house? I sat there, and you guys were like playing and joking. I grabbed your hand. Yeah, okay, guys.
Yeah. You're a real one for that.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta go.
All right, guys.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.